Everyone, today I'm going to continue to talk about the file storage in Laravel application development. Now let's look into the project again I have been using for so many videos. This is what we have so far. I'll continue to use the transfer API to introduce and show you some of the features in the file storage. Firstly, let's see, this is an API, a simple GET API, message transfer. Now I'll show you how to get file metadata by the storage facade. So that's part of the file storage topic. Okay, normally you can use a native PHP function to get some file metadata. Instead, there is also some easy way to achieve the same purpose. Now let's look into the storage folder, storage app. So there are two HTML files I created in previous video. Now let me try to get a file size of 2.html. So what we can do here is we use storage facade and the size function 2.html. I'll get the size. Now I return a response so that you can easily see how it works. So I'll make the API call again, so you can see the size 16 bytes. It's a pretty small, it's a tiny file. Let's see, 2.html. So this is a file size 16. Okay, so this is how you can get the file size. You can also get more information from the file. The other one will be the last modified. You can use storage facade with last modified function 2.html. You can even get the file path using the path function of the storage facade. Okay, now let's see what we can get and in the response. Make the API call again, so you can see the size last modified, and this is a timestamp. You need to pay more attention here, and the file path. In terms of the file path, it's okay that you try to fetch it, but you need to be aware. So it's kind of sensitive to your local file system or even your personal data. So it might not be a good idea to expose it to the public. But if you need, you can fetch the file path by using storage path function. Okay, so this is the file metadata. Next thing I'd like to introduce is how to store files to a disk. We are still going to use storage facade and the put function. The path is also relative to your disk root. So in this case, it's using a default disk, which is configured in the file system's configuration. I have introduced the details about this config file in previous video. So the default is set to the local disk, which is using the local driver with the root, the storage path. So the root is the app folder under the storage folder. Okay, so if we try to put some content to the file, the first parameter will be the relative file path or the file name. Let's say text. We put some content. This is test content. Okay, now if we make the API call again, we can see where the file is created. You won't see any change in response. it's not reflected there. But if you look into the storage app folder, you can see the test.txt. So this is content. Okay, so this is how you can write some content to a file. Now let's look into the put function. It will the return value is of type boolean. So boolean means it will show you, it will tell you if it's successful or not to write a file, the content to the file. So you can use it to determine the following logic. The other thing is that you can also prepend or append some content to the file. Let's use the test.txt again, as we already have this file in the storage folder. We can use prepend. Say prepended with line break. Make the API call again and see the content. So it's prepended. We can also append. Now we can see the file. If we make the API call again and check the file content, you can see some string appended to the file content. So this is how we can use storage facade to prepend or append some content to the file. Actually, there's some typo here, appended. Okay. You can also use storage and copy and move these functions to do the file operation. I'm not going to show you these functions. So it's pretty straightforward. The other thing I'd like to show you is that when we are handling some file, especially the uploaded file, we can achieve the automatic streaming or streaming the files to the storage. Why? That's because when we upload a file, it's located in some temporary folder. We need to move it to a permanent storage, say a dedicated file storage for the uploaded files. Otherwise, those temporary files will be cleaned up. So how can we achieve, or how can we implement? So streaming can help us reduce the memory usage. So we are going to use storage facade to implement. It gives us a handy function called put file. And here we are going to give a directory. So the first parameter, if you see here, it's a path. So it's a relative path to the storage root. Now let's say uploaded. Here you give it a file. We can simply use, if you see my local storage, a local file system, I actually happen to have a temp HTML in the temp folder. If you see this is content I created in the previous video, I'm going to reuse it in this demo. So new file temp.html. It means that we are going to store this file, the temp.html file, to the uploaded folder under the storage root. So this is how I'm going to write a file, put a file to the destination in a streaming way. Now let's make an API call again. Firstly, let's see the storage folder, storage app. So this is the storage root. Now let's make an API call again and check the folder again. You can see the uploaded folder got created with a file. So this file has a random, like a random string file name. So it's generated by the Laravel framework as a unique ID to the file. You can also specify the file name in the put file function call. Here I'm not going to do it. You can try it if you are interested in this topic. I'll show you the content. So this unique ID file has the same content as the temp.html. So this is how you can use automatic streaming to store some file to the destination you'd like to use. So this is streaming. Okay, this is what I have just covered. So streaming and the file metadata. The last thing is storage delete. It's pretty straightforward, right? We can delete some files from the storage root. Say we want to delete 2.html. I think that's enough for that's the end of this file storage topic, so I'm not going to keep it for any longer. So I'm going to delete. Now you can see in the storage app, there's a file called 2.html. I'm going to delete it. Once I make the API call, okay, you see here, unable to retrieve as the file does not exist anymore. It's been deleted. So if you see, it's gone. So I need to remove this API response so that it won't throw me any error. And I'm going to delete 3.html. API call again. See the file system in the folder. There's no 3.html as well. Okay, so this is how we can delete files with the storage facade. So it's all relative to the storage root. So you don't have to remember the absolute path to the Laravel application storage root. So just remember the relative path. That's it. So the delete function will also return you a bool value. So which means you can use it to determine if the file is deleted successfully. Okay. Before I finish, so I would also like to introduce a couple of useful functions for directories. Storage files. So this is how you can get all the files from the disk. Say, if you see here, I have actually uploaded folder, right? Just created. We can try and see if we can get something out there. Now let's make the API call again, see what we can get. Okay, so this is what you see here. So from the files function call with the uploaded parameter, this is the subfolder in the storage root, as I just showed you here. Under storage/app folder, there's a directory called uploaded. The response also shows you the only file, the text file with the unique ID, which I just created by my previous operation. So this is how you can get the files. And if you want to also get the subfolders, you can use all files. If you want to get the directories, use all directories. So two types, directories and files. So these are the functions you can use. Okay. So that's how you can get files or directories by using the storage sort. The rest of the functions are also pretty straightforward, like make directory or delete directory. These are all the operations supported by the directory operations supported by the storage sort. Okay, I think that's it. Oh, one more thing I like to mention before I finish here. So for the drivers, we know Laravel framework support 4 types: local, FTP, SFTP, and S3. So local driver is natively supported by Laravel framework. But if you want to use FTP, SFTP, or S3, you have to install this corresponding driver package in order to make it work. If you want to know more details, you need to go and check out the official documentation and see the corresponding package installation command. So that's it. I can show you one package for S3. So normally if you want to get S3 support, you will use composer command require. So it's provided by league slash. So this is a pretty famous fly system provided. So this is the package you need to install. So you can see the version 3.0.21. So this is the fly system AWS S3 v3, the version. If you see the composer.json, you can see this is the package dependency added to the config. Okay, so this is how you can use the other drivers than the local one. Okay, I think that's enough for today. And I think I've covered most of the basics or the essentials of the file storage. If you like to really know all the details about the file storage supported by Laravel, do check out the official documentation. Okay, I think that's it for today. Thank you, everybody. And if you feel it's useful, remember to thumbs up and subscribe the channel. Thanks. See you next time. Bye bye.